Hi students, good afternoon. Okay, good afternoon everyone. The first thing you have to do is take your question paper, JEE question paper. First half we will discuss JEE, next half we will discuss NEET. And even for NEET students, the discussion in JEE will be helpful, will be useful. Okay, so the first thing I want to know, audible, right? Sound is audible, right? Okay, so the first thing I want to know is in NEET exams in physics, how many of you got more than 100? Just write me like that, me, more than 100. Those who have not written the exam, no problem. Okay. Yeah, no problem. Those who wrote the exam, I am asking. Okay, fine. So there are some, I think 10 students like that. So keep it up. And those students who got little less than 10, less than 100, don't worry. This is the first exam. Many exams you will write. Okay. So it is always better to start with little less marks so that no, you will have scope to improve. If you start with very big marks, then then you have to maintain it. So whenever you get little less marks, you should not feel disappointed, you should not feel sad, you should not feel depressed, but you should feel challenged. You should feel like next exam I will do better than this exam. So like that, every PTE you should try to improve the marks, maybe by 5 marks, by 10 marks, whatever it is. Keep improving the marks. Then by the end of your second PU final NEET exams, you should be perfect. Okay, understood or not? Okay, now JEE, how many got more than 60? In JEE, how many got more than 60? Samrudh got, okay. So only Kishan got, Varshita got, oh, very good. Oh, Shanmukh also got, good, good. Sumukha also got, oh, good. JEE, you are saying, no? Tushita also got, oh, super, super. So it is very good to know that at least I thought only one or two got more than 60 in physics. But it's nice to know at least 5 of them, I think 5 of them are there who got more than 60. That is good. So what I want to tell you is now, some of you I know have got 30, 40, some of you got quite less marks. So you may be worried. So what you have to do is try to see how I am going to solve the questions as I read the questions. Imagine I am writing the exam. Imagine I am as a student writing the exam. So how will I do it? That you try to see. Okay. And you will observe that at least 65 marks is easy to score even in JEE exams. 65 marks was very easy. So try to see the question paper. Even NEET students can open the question paper. Okay, the question paper with JEE I have shared in the group, right? Let me also open. Yeah. So please open the question, the PDF which has the questions, and let us see. Let me start the exam. Okay, so I'm starting the exam. So I'm reading the first question. If two vectors with same magnitude are at 120 degree, the resultant vector will have what magnitude? For this, no, I will not write also, because my teacher has told me 2, 3, 4, 5 times already that if 120 degree is the angle between two vectors having same magnitude, then resultant will also have what magnitude? Same or different? Same only. So directly I will tick. So I will not spend 30 seconds also. But let me try to solve for those who have forgotten. So resultant force will be equal to root over, both the vectors have same magnitude. Nah? So it will be F square Other one is also f square plus 2ff cos 120. Cos 120 is minus half. Cos 120 is minus half. Put here minus half. 2 and 2 will cancel. So root of f square plus f square plus 2f square minus half. 2 cancels. F square, this will be root over f square. This will be 0 and this will be f. Understood, students? Just put one thumbs up if yes. NEET students may be thinking, "Arey sir, in JEE, why you are giving so easy question?" No, some easy questions also will be there. No. So which is the right answer? Option A. But in the PDF that I shared, it was given option C. So if same thing happened in Learnity, you can add 4 marks to your, if you have done correctly, you can add 5 marks to your total marks. So first question I did very happily, right? I got confidence. Let me increase the brightness. Okay. Okay. So first question I did. No, I'm little happy now because I was able to do correctly and it was matching with whatever I've studied. Now I read second question. Second question is saying, figure shows the orientation of two vectors, u bar and v bar. So let me show how they are shown. This is your x-axis, this is your y-axis. First vector is like this, u bar. Second vector is slightly like this. Okay, so these are the two vectors. Then if they are same, if u bar equals to ai cap plus bj cap, v bar equals to pi cap plus qj cap. Then let me read the options. Which of the following is correct? They are saying A, P are positive, B, Q are negative. A, P and B are positive, Q is negative. Like that they are saying. No. So once I read the first option, I will come to know what I have to find. I have to find the sign of this A, B, P, Q. Now this also I will attempt because I know vectors. I know that when we write vectors like these, students, I know that this is the x component, this is the y component. Yes or no? When I write a vector like this, I know this is the x component, I know this is the y component. So what will I do? I will try to find x and y component of this vector. So this is u bar is this one. So u bar, so x component will be here, y component will be here. So you can see x component is positive, y component is positive. So I know this is positive, this is positive. Correct now? Now see the second vector. Second vector is slightly downwards like this. So if you break this into two components along x and y, how it will be? One vector component will be here, other will be down or up? Down. It will be like this. Yes or no, students? This is how you have to take components. No, this is how you have to take components. So I came to know what x component is positive. So this is positive. But q component, y component, down, it is negative. Yes or no? So which option? B, option B, right? Okay. So two questions already I have done correctly. So I am now more confident. Don't write because I will share the video because I need to discuss many things. So if I give you time to write, no, it will take more time. Now I read the third question. I see a particle is moving along a circular path with constant speed. Speed is nothing but magnitude of velocity. How much is the speed given? 10 meter per second. It is a number. Number matlab it is magnitude. They are asking what is the magnitude of change in velocity. Change matlab I should add or I should subtract. Change. I should subtract. So I know how to subtract vectors also. Pankaj sir has taught me how to add also, how to subtract also. So I will attempt this question. Change in velocity of the vector when it moves through an angle of 60 degree. Theta is 60 degree. So I will draw the diagram. when the particle was here, its velocity is along the tangent, na? And that velocity they are given v1 bar. When it turns by 60 degree, this is the tangent. Tangent matlab velocity. Velocity, instantaneous velocity is always along the tangent. So many times my teacher has told. So I know that. So now they are asking me to find change in velocity. Change in velocity. v2 minus v1, and they told magnitude, matlab modulus. Correct or not? So this also I know how to do. Mod of a bar minus b bar. You know the formula. Root over a square plus b square, then plus 2ab cos theta or minus 2ab cos theta. Minus 2ab cos theta. Now what is a and b? Magnitude of these vectors. Both the vectors they told have same magnitude. This is also 10. This is also 10. Magnitude is same. Direction is not same, obviously. Magnitude is same. So 10 square plus 10 square minus, because it is change, remember, change in velocity. 2 into 10 into 10 into cos. Now I need to know angle between this vector and this vector, because I am subtracting these two vectors. Now see, this is perpendicular to this. This is radius, this is tangent. These two are perpendicular. This is radius, this is tangent. So these two are also perpendicular. And I have told you so many times that if two lines have angle theta, their perpendiculars will also have what angle? So their perpendiculars will also have theta. Understood? No. So this vector and this vector are making same angle as these two. Because if this is theta, students, if I rotate both of them by 90 degree, angle will be same. No, this is theta. This angle is theta. If I rotate both of them by 90, angle will be same only. So angle between these two is also 60 only. Cos 60 is half. These two and cos 60 will cancel. 10 square will cancel with this 10 square because of minus. So what is the answer? 10. So 3 questions I am able to do till now. Now when I read the first question or fourth question, I see consider 3 vectors L bar, V bar and B bar. A quantity E is given by L bar dot V bar cross B bar. Then I see L is given 2, V is given 3, B is given 4. Then they are saying L bar is along northeast, V bar is vertically down, B bar is along north. Find the value of E. So I'm getting confused now because this vector is northeast, this is here. So I'm saying this question, because I know the formula, I know how to take cross product, I know how to take dot product also. But too many information right now. I don't want to disturb my brain right now. I want to do easy questions first. So this fourth question I will write medium, and I will do it. If I get chance, I will do it later. Understood what I'm saying? Okay. I read the question. I understood that they want first cross product, then they want dot product. I know cross product also, but if I attempt it now, because it is a new question, I feel like I may do some mistake. So I will see this question later. First, I will see more easy question. Then I see this graph. The moment I see graph, I feel happy because so many things about graph we have learned. So they are saying figure shows displacement of a particle as a function of time. So displacement, 3 questions we have. Please remember how many I have done. Huh? So displacement versus time graph. So first thing my brain is saying, it is displacement time graph. And the graph is looking like this. Now they are asking, find the sign of velocity and acceleration at t equal to t naught. I should search where is t naught. T naught is given somewhere here. So first they want to know the sign of velocity. For that I will think, sir has always told me to think in terms of slope and area. Here slope will be important because they are saying velocity. So what is slope of xt graph? What is slope of xt graph called? Velocity. At which point they want? Here they want. So if I draw tangent, it will be like this. Correct na? So this tangent is making acute angle or obtuse angle. Obtuse angle. So it is very clear that the slope is negative. So I came to know velocity is negative. But still I have not completed because they want acceleration sign also. Acceleration sign. Now for acceleration, what I should do? For that I should remember, sir used to say, if particle is moving faster and faster, acceleration is in the same direction as velocity. But if the particle is moving slower and slower, then acceleration is in opposite direction of velocity. Agree or not? If particle is moving faster and faster, acceleration should be in the same direction as velocity. Sir has told so many times. So I should try to check in this part. In this part, the slope is increasing or decreasing in magnitude only. Forget the minus sign, in magnitude. So you can see it is vertical. Now it is becoming horizontal. See the graph. So slope is increasing or decreasing? Decreasing in magnitude. So slope is decreasing here. Slope is decreasing means velocity magnitude is decreasing. Since it is decreasing, it is moving slower. If it is moving slower, it means acceleration is opposite to velocity. Since it is opposite to velocity, what does it mean? If velocity is negative, acceleration should be, if velocity is negative, acceleration should be positive. Okay, next exam I may ask here. I may ask here. Right now I am asking here. Understood? So this also I am able to do with the knowledge which I have. Easily I am able to do. Which option, by the way? D. Okay. Then sixth question, again it is related to graph, because they are saying the displacement time graph of a particle at time t makes an angle 45 degree with time axis. So displacement time graph is a straight line according to the question, and it makes 45 degree. So I know that this is slope. So slope of displacement time graph is velocity. And how do you calculate slope if you know angle? Tan of angle. Yes or no? If you know tan of angle is called slope. No, dy by dx equal to tan theta. Hello students, remember or forgotten? Remember, right? So tan 45 degree is what? 1. Right? Tan 45 degree is 1. So this was the velocity after reading the first part. Now what they are saying, after 2 seconds, what they told, the graph makes an angle 60 degree. So slope has increased. So velocity will also increase. So what will be the other velocity? Let me write V1 here, V2 here. So tan of 60 degree. Tan 60 degree is how much? Sin 60 by cos 60. Sin 60 root 3 by 2. Cos 60 half. So this is root 3. Correct, na? So it is root 3. So now what they are asking, average acceleration. So simple, average acceleration. Average acceleration. I know the definition, sir has taught already. Final velocity minus initial velocity by time interval. So final velocity here is root 3. Root 3. Initial is 1. Time interval is 2. Finished. Which option? Root 3 minus 1 by 2. Option C. How many I have done correctly till now? Okay, up to 5 questions. 5 into 4, 20 marks I have got already. Okay. Without doing too much hard work, 20 marks I found already. Now, next question. A car is moving with a velocity of 10 meters per second. Now my brain starts feeling happy because kinematics, like this problem we have done. On seeing a danger, applies brakes and the car slows down with retardation 5 meters per second square. That means negative acceleration. Retardation means if the velocity is positive, acceleration should be negative. If the total distance covered in coming to stop after the danger is observed is 15 meters. So distance covered also they've given. Find the reaction time, they told. Reaction time. Now, what is reaction time? Sir has not taught me in my class. Then in brackets, sir has given me some information. Reaction time means the time taken by the driver to apply the brakes after he sees the need for it. How many of you understood this meaning? Reaction time. I'm driving. I saw danger. So the moment I saw danger, I want to apply brake. But there will be always some less than 1 second. It will be 0.5 second, 0.6 second, depending on your age and your how much agile you are. So if you are very old, you may take 2 seconds. No, you observe then, oh, where is the brake? Like this, you will do. So 2 seconds time you may take. So I got confused now because reaction time sir has not taught me. So I'm little confused. So I will do this later. Understood? Till the half of the question I was thinking I will do. But the moment I saw reaction time, I have no idea. I know sir has given me information, but in exam time, I don't want to take chance of solving it because I may get stuck. If I get stuck, it may take more time. Why to lose easy question? Everybody understood or not? Now, what happens with some good students? Is they think, I will solve this question. I will solve it. Physics is my favorite subject. How I will not solve? So you will start solving and then it takes time and then you are not getting the answer. Then your blood will flow faster. Brain will get lot of flow of blood. Too much excited state you will be. Then you will get nervous. After that, later when you will see easy question also, you will find it is difficult. So don't do that mistake. Aram say exam only. Why are you so much tense? I don't understand. So this question I will leave because I am scared it right now. Next question. A ball is thrown vertically upwards such that it reaches a maximum height. That I know formula also. What is the time of flight? That also I know formula. And that also it is not projectile motion. It is vertically. So I know the formula for maximum height. They want me to find time of flight. What is the formula for maximum height? U square by 2g. Agree or not? In projectile motion, sine square theta was also there. But in vertical motion, theta is 90 degree. Na? So this is given how much? 20. G value I will take 10 because this is entrance exam. So I want to do little faster. So G value I will take 10. So U square will be 400. So U will be 20. So initial velocity I have found, right? Initial velocity I have found. Then after finding this, no, time of flight. So Channa, you have calculated only the time taken to go up. You have to find time taken to come down also, no? So time of flight formula is what? 2U by G. This is time of flight. Time of flight I am saying, no, you have to be careful. So time of flight is 2U sine theta by G. U is 20, so 2 into 20 by 10. 4 seconds. Is it difficult, students? You tell me. What is difficult here? Everything we have studied already. So this is option D. Okay, next I go to 9th question. A body is thrown up. With what velocity? 100 meter per second. It travels h meter in the last second of its journey, upward journey. Last time I told you, if you throw something like this, it will go up like this, stop and then come down. So this is the distance covered in the last second, they are saying, of upward journey. The moment I read this question, I know I have attended sir's class and sir has told very clearly in message also we have discussed that distance covered in the last second of the upward journey does not depend on initial velocity. Remember or not? In message also we discussed In class also I have told. So the question they are asking is, if the same body is thrown with 200 meter per second, how much distance will it travel in the last second? Same only. So it will be h only, no calculation, no calculation. Option B. So if you increase this velocity from 100 meter per second to 200 meter per second, this distance will not change. Of course, it will go higher. If you throw it 200, it will go much higher, I know that. But distance covered in the last second, that will be always constant. Fine. So how many questions I did till now correctly? Seven questions. 7 4s are 28. Okay. Now from a tower of height h, a particle is thrown vertically upwards with speed u. The time taken by the particle to hit the ground is n times the time taken by the particle to reach the highest point. So this is the tower. To reach the highest point, it will take some time. So time taken from here to here is t1, they are saying. Then from here to here, total time is t2, let us say. Then t2 is n times t1, they are saying. Total time from here to here is n times time taken from here to here. The relation between this h, this u, and this n they want. So again, I see formulas and all. I feel like I can try this, but still later only. I'm little scared right now. So medium. I will do it later. Okay. It is not like this is very hard, because in our EPL, we have done such problems, but we were using numbers. You remember, no? Numbers were there. Here symbols are there. Understanding or not? We have done such problem, no? Time taken from here to here, time taken from here to here. So in EPL, I did with numbers. Now it is given with symbols. So I'm solpa, not very comfortable. So not now. Not now. Okay. Then I go to the next question. A particle starts from rest. Starts from rest means what? At time 0, initial velocity is 0. It starts from rest and has acceleration given by 60. They want final velocity in the first second. In the first second means after 1 second. They want velocity after 1 second. First second means after 1 second. So this I know how to do, because we have done similar questions in the class. Can I use kinematic equation, students? Can I write, oh, v equal to u plus at like that? No, sir, because this acceleration is what kind of acceleration? Changing or constant? This is function. Very good. This is function. It is changing. So you should not use kinematics. Then what we should do? Calculus. Acceleration we know, dv by dt. 60. Correct, na? Then I cross multiply. Correct, na? Then I integrate. 6 will be outside. When time was 0, what was the velocity they told? 0. It starts from rest. After 1 second. So when, let us put t, no problem. After t seconds, what will be the velocity? We don't know. We have to find. So upper limit is v. Here upper limit is t. Integration of dv is v. Put upper limit v, lower limit 0. By the way, students, remember lower limit may not be 0. They may say in other exam 2 meter per second. Then you have to write here 2. But in this question, I have to write 0 because it started from rest. Okay. So integration of dx is x, upper limit v minus lower limit 0. Integration of x dx. Arey Baba, acceleration is variable, no? And we have done such problems. When we have not done the problems, then you are a little bit confused. When we have done the problems, what is the point of not attempting the question? So what is integration of x dx? Channa, tell me. Other students? Integration of x dx, x square by 2. So integration of t dt will be what? T square by 2. So b will be 2 3s are 6, 3t square. Right? Now after what time they want? 1 second. So put 1 second. 3 meter per second. So everybody understood why we have to use calculus method, because acceleration is a function. Channa, when we derive those three equations, please see the derivation. Acceleration was taken to be constant. Okay. Now see question number 12. Question number 12 is saying a body is thrown vertically upwards. Which one of the graph will represent speed versus time graph? Speed versus time. So now we have done similar question for velocity versus time graph. So let me first try to plot velocity versus time for a body which is thrown up. So when you throw something up, initial velocity will be some number. You cannot start with zero speed. If you start with zero speed, it will fall down. So if you want it to go up, you have to give some initial velocity, right? So at time zero, it will have some velocity. Then after that, as you keep waiting, what happens, students? Velocity will decrease or increase while going up. While going up against gravity, velocity will decrease. Now question is, will it decrease linearly or in a curved path? Well, acceleration of velocity time graph is what? Sorry, slope of velocity time graph is what? Acceleration. And since it is falling under gravity, acceleration is g, which is constant. So since the slope of this graph should be constant, it should be a straight line. Agree or not? It should be a straight line. So as the ball is going up, velocity should decrease linearly. At this time, your velocity has become zero. That represents the highest point. Now what will happen? Now it will start coming down. But velocity is vector. So if this vector you took positive, this vector you have to take negative, and it will increase with the same slope. So it will increase with the same slope. Why slope? Same slope, because acceleration is constant. So this is how the graph will look if they said velocity. And if this is 10 meter per second, when it reaches your hand back, it will again have 10 meter per second. Right? It starts with 10 meter per second. When it comes back, it will again have 10 meter per second, but opposite direction. So this is how you should draw if it is velocity time. But they asked what, students? Speed. And speed cannot be negative because speed is magnitude of velocity. So since this magnitude of velocity, the graph cannot be negative. So it has to be like this. So this will be the right graph since they said speed. Agree or not? And why will I attempt this question, sir? Because I have done this in our MCQ class. Check the video once. I have done distance time graph also. This is just speed time. I have done displacement time graph, distance time graph. Okay. 13 question, again, it belongs to assignment. So which we have done, no need to do it. Anybody wants me to do 13 question from JEE student, ask me to do. Because it is simple question. Already it is done, given in the assignment also. Let me just try to solve. No need, right? What they are saying, if a car covers 2/5 of the total distance with speed V1 and 3/5 of the distance with speed V2, what is the average speed? So if this is the total distance, they are dividing the distance into 5 parts. So 2/5, this much. 2/5 of total distance. Total distance is, let us say, S. the car is moving with constant velocity v1 from here to here. Then from here to here will be how much? 3 feet. This it is moving with another velocity v2. From here to here v2, from here to here v1. In both the case, velocity is constant, so no acceleration anywhere. No acceleration. So what I should do? First, let me find time taken from here to here. Let me write t1. Time taken from here to here t2. So you know this velocity is this distance by time taken. Velocity is displacement by time because there is no acceleration. So if I cross multiply, time will come here, velocity will come here. Similarly, from here to here, this velocity will be this displacement divided by time taken from here to here. Cross multiply, this will be your t2. Now, they want average velocity for the full journey. So what is the definition of average velocity? Total displacement s by total time taken, t1 plus t2. Agree or not? Till here you all agree? Yeah. Then what is t1? t1 I have found 2s by 5v1. This is 3s by 5v2. Little bit algebra I have to do. S I will take common. Then this s and s will cancel. So then I have to take LCM. Here 5v1 v2, 2v2 plus 5v2 will cancel with 5v2, 3v1. Then this will go up. Then I will check which option will be there. 5v1 v2, 5v1 v2 by 5v1 v2 by 3v1 plus 2v2. Option D. Right, this also I will attempt because average velocity like these problems we have done. No acceleration in this problem. The next question when I read, I see a body moving along x-axis experiences a retardation proportional to square of velocity. So whatever is the acceleration is proportional to square of velocity. This is given, but minus sign. Why minus? Because they told it is retardation. Understood or not? So after that they are saying, assuming x equal to 0, its velocity is v0. Then its velocity varies with displacement. Now in the options I see e power. Again, sir has not done like this. You will think, then leave it, ma papa. Later I will think. Actually formulas I have given. Okay, later I will tell you why I give you some new questions also. So that, see students, in your main exam, some 5-6 questions will be out of the box. It will be not something from your books. So you should be able to think and try to apply the logic and try to solve it in the exam time. But that you should do only after completing the easy questions, whichever you feel you are comfortable. Understanding or not? So these questions which I have not done, you have to see the solution today. And some of you have already submitted the error book. Let us call that PDF, error analysis. So everyone should write on the top error analysis. So whatever mistakes you have done, try to check and see whether these difficult questions which right now I am finding difficult are actually easy there also. Once I solve it, no, you will feel very easy like that. So right now this also I will go medium. I will not do it in exam. 15 question. A particle starting from rest at t equal to 0 accelerates with constant acceleration plus a, acquires a velocity of 6 meters per second at t equal to 1 second. Immediately after this time, from time 1 second to 3 seconds, the particle retards with acceleration minus a. The average velocity and average speed. Too many things given, too many things they are asking right now. I am a little confused. Medium. Actually, no, student, this question is very easy. Aram se if you do, it is very easy. But in exam time, I'm trying to think in terms of your view. Are you understanding? So this also medium. 16 question. A ball falls from a height 20 meter from the ground. A ball falls from a height 20 meter. And after the impact with the ground, the ball rebounds to what height? 0.8 meter. The impact from here to here, from when it is hitting here and when it is rebounding. During this, the time taken is 0.1 second. They want again average acceleration during this interval. So during this interval, this will be the initial velocity, this will be the final velocity. Agree or not? During this interval, this is the initial velocity, this is the final velocity. Right? Now, how will I find initial velocity? Root of, it is falling from a height h, starting with 0 velocity. So from here to here, root of 2gh. So root of 2 into 10 into 20. That will be 20 meter per second. So one thing I have found that it hits the ground with 20 meter per second. But does it start with 20 meter per second? No. If it started with 20 meter per second, it should have reached same height. It should have reached same height. But it is reaching only this much maximum height. That means this velocity should be root of 2g, this height. Understood or not? So that will be 2 into, this g is 10, this is 0.8. So it will be 8. 10 into 0.8. 10 into 0.8 will be 8. And this will be 4. Now, if this you take negative, then this has to be taken positive. If this you take positive, this has to be taken negative. That is your wish. Understood what I'm saying? Yeah. So from here to here, how will you find average acceleration? Final velocity minus 4 minus initial velocity 20 divided by time taken 0.1. So minus 240. Minus 240. Okay, the minus sign means the acceleration will be downwards. Sorry, upwards. Because I took upward negative. No, upward I took negative. Whichever way you do, magnitude will be same, 240 only. So this also was quite easy. Then you see question number 17. NEET students, please don't worry if I am not discussing NEET questions right now, because all these questions can come in NEET also. So look carefully now, next question. A ball is dropped from a balloon which is going up at a constant speed. So balloon is going up at a constant speed, 20 meter per second. Now what they do? A ball is dropped. Now students, look here. When the ball is dropped from here, listen carefully. What velocity it will have? 0 or 20 meter per second? 20, because it is dropped from a moving balloon. So the ball will have the same velocity as the balloon, 20 meter per second. But once you drop it, gravity will try to decrease the velocity, and then it will stop somewhere, then come back and hit the ground. So they are asking how long will the ball take to reach the ground. They also told if the balloon was at a height of 25 meter at the time of dropping. So at the time of dropping, the balloon was at a height of 25 meter. So this I will attempt. Why I will attempt? Because initial velocity I know. The ball goes from here to here. So this will be the displacement of the balloon. Initial position, final position. I know the displacement. I know the initial velocity. Right? And I want to find the time taken. So I will attempt this question because I know kinematic formula. S equal to ut plus half at square. The only thing you have to be careful is which direction you want positive, whichever. So in this problem, you can see the ball is going from up and then down. So this is the displacement. So displacement is downwards or upwards? from here to here. Displacement is down. So if you want down positive, then you will write displacement as 25 meter. Initial velocity, you have to write minus 20. Since it is falling under gravity and gravity is downwards, you have to write plus 10 into t square. So this will be the equation for those students who take down positive. Those who take up positive, this 25 will be minus 25. This initial velocity is up, no? And you want to take up positive. So this will be plus 20. This will be plus half. Acceleration due to gravity will be down. You are taking up positive. So minus 10 t square. Students, once you check, Madi, these two are same equations or not? These two are same equations or not? It is same. How you can prove? Take this minus 25 this side, this one this side. You will get this equation. So it is same only. So whichever method you apply, same answer you will get. So after this, you can divide by 5. This will be 5. This is 25. Then if I divide by 5, this will be 5. This will be 4. This will be 1. So I will get t square minus 4t minus 5. Split the middle term. So t square minus 5t plus t minus 5 equal to 0. The moment I write this, I know the answer is t equal to 5. Yes or no? Because first t, if I take common, t minus 5. Second one, t minus 5. So after this, I will not do any more calculation because t minus 5 will be equal to 0, 1 solution. Second solution will be what? T plus 1 equal to 0. But that is not possible, right? Negative time taken is not possible. So this will be the answer. Water drops. This one to so detail I have proved in the video class. Once that MCQ class. See that the answer was how much? For this 18th problem, water drops problem. 3.75, right? Such a detailed way I have done. I will not repeat. 19th question, you see. A bullet is dropped from the same height when another bullet is fired horizontally. So one bullet is dropped. One bullet is fired horizontally. Which one will take more time? This will go like this. This will go like this. It will take same time. We have this. I have shown you videos also. I have shown you videos also. Agree or not, other students? Videos also we have seen. Okay. So no need to solve any, no need to waste any time. Tick. Okay. This is done. Now 20th question is not difficult because kinetic energy you know. Kinetic energy formula everybody knows. So they are saying if a body is thrown with kinetic energy K at angle 60 degree, what will be the kinetic energy at the highest point? Here kinetic energy is K. Here what will be kinetic energy they are asking. Now you know kinetic energy is half mv square. That much I know from school only. Pankaj sir is not needed for that. Half mv square. And velocity, you know how it changes. So here this will have two components, ux, uy, and ux will be u cos 60. Right? When it reaches here, its entire velocity will be x component or it will have y component also. Only x component. So when it reaches here, final velocity will be only x component. And you know Vx is always ux. Vx is always ux. So velocity here is Vx, which is always ux, which is equal to u cos 60, which is u by 2. So I know velocity here. So I can try to find kinetic energy. So kinetic energy here will be half m u square, because here the velocity is u. When it reaches here, kinetic energy will be half m, velocity is Vx, so Vx square. Now Vx I have found is u by 2. U by 2 square. That will be equal to half m u square by 4. Agree? And what is this? This is initial kinetic energy, right? See here. So kinetic energy at highest point is kinetic energy here divided by 4. Everybody understood? If any explanation is required, ask me. Okay. Now I go to integer type questions or numerical type questions, right? So the first question I see is a body starts from rest and moves with constant acceleration 5 meter per second square. Then it retards with constant acceleration minus 5, matlab retardation, and finally comes to rest. So it started from rest, it again came back to rest. This kind of problems we have done. So I will attempt. So it starts from rest. So initial velocity is 0. Then there is a constant acceleration 5 meter per second square. So because of the acceleration, velocity will increase. Then what they told? Then it retards. After some time, it retards with what acceleration? Minus 5. So now what will happen? It will slow down. And finally, it will again stop. So here it stopped, here it stopped. Here velocity will be what? Maximum or minimum? Maximum. So they are asking you to calculate maximum velocity if the total time is 10 seconds. Total time is 10 seconds. So what I will do, I will try to find time taken here first. Then I will try to find time taken here. So this time, how will I find? V I want. So V equals to this V is equal to this U plus this A into this T. Everybody understood? No. V equals to U plus AT. A is 5. Time taken from here to here is T1. So time taken is V by 5. Right now I cannot solve. So I need one more equation for this time. So from here to here, this is final, remember. So final velocity is equal to initial velocity, right? Plus acceleration is minus 5. Oh, sorry, minus 5. What mistake I have done? V equal to U plus AT. V equals to U plus AT. So AT. T is T2. Any mistake I have done? V equal to U plus AT. This is correct. V equal to U plus AT. Let me write the formula once. V equal to U plus AT. So, oh no, here it should be 0. No, final velocity is 0. Initial velocity is V. This side only. Acceleration is this side. Minus 5. Time taken is T2. Correct, students? Everybody understood this part? This is from where to where? Here to here. This is from here to here. This is from here to here. Okay, na? Okay. So bring this side. So T2 will be V by 5. So I found time taken in terms of unknown, time taken in terms of unknown. Now what they've given me? They've given me total time. Total time they've given. So I can write T1 plus T2 is 10 seconds because total time is 10 seconds. T1 is V by 5. This is V by 5 equal to 10. So 2 into V by 5 equals to 10. V equals 5. Oh. What is this, students? Like this danger things you don't do. Okay. Cross multiply 50 divided by 2, 25. Understood, everyone? Okay. Then I see the next question. A bird is moving with a speed given by, a bird is moving with a speed given by t minus 2. They want you to find the distance covered by the bird, distance covered by the bird between 0 and 4 seconds. So now you will think, how to do this? Dx by dt, if I write, if I cross multiply and I try to integrate. I don't know modulus is there. Sir has never taught like this. So again, I am confused. So what will happen? This will go medium later. Next question you see. A body starts from rest at time 0. The acceleration time graph they've given. Acceleration time graph. Acceleration time graph. The graph looks like this. This coordinate is 11 seconds. This coordinate is 10. What they want? The maximum velocity attained by the body. Now, why will the velocity be maximum? Why the velocity is increasing first of all? Velocity is increasing because there is acceleration. See, here 10, here little bit less than 10, here less than. Acceleration is decreasing, I know, but there is positive acceleration during this interval. So since there is positive acceleration, the speed will keep increasing. So up to this time, your speed will increase. After that, the graph will go like this. Right, students? If it continues, then what will be your acceleration? Positive or negative after this? It will be negative because you can see the coordinate. So once acceleration is negative, then velocity will decrease. So how do I find velocity at this point? Initial velocity they told 0. It starts from rest they told. So here what I should remember, area under AT graph. Area under AT graph. Who remembers what it is? Area under AT graph, change in velocity. V minus U. So what is this area? Half into base into height. Half into base into height. And final velocity is the maximum velocity here at this instant. Initial velocity is 0. Answer will be how much? 55. 24. In a car race, this is a brilliant question. This question has come in the JEE exams last year. In a car race, car A takes 4 seconds less than car B at the finish and passes the finishing point with velocity V more than car B. Assuming that the car starts from rest and travels with constant acceleration, find the velocity of V. Confusion, Solpa. Correct or not? Solpa confusion or not? Alright? So leave it, no problem, leave it. Now the last question, which when I read, I see a man is in a balloon. Balloon type problems we have done many. A man in a balloon is rising vertically with acceleration 4.9 meter per second square, releases a ball 2 seconds after the balloon is let go from the ground. So the balloon started from ground. So this is the balloon. It started from ground. And after 2 seconds, from here to here 2 seconds. After 2 seconds, they have released a, what they have released? They have released a ball, okay? They have let go a ball. Let go matlab released. So they want you to calculate the greatest height from the ground reached by the balloon. Sorry, reached by the ball. So here ball is released. But since this balloon was accelerating, acceleration of balloon, B stands for balloon. How much was the acceleration of balloon? 4.9. This also I will attempt. Why I will not attempt? Like this sir has discussed in the class also. So if the balloon is accelerating, when it reaches here, it will have some velocity. Students agree or not? It will have some velocity, VB. So what will be that VB? UB plus ABT. Students agree or not? When it reaches here, it will have some velocity because it is accelerating. They have given you acceleration of the balloon. They have given you acceleration of the balloon, remember. So V equal to U plus AT for balloon. For balloon like that, you will not write. No, in exam, directly you will do. Now balloon started from rest. It must be at rest only. No information was given. Acceleration of the balloon is 4.9. Time taken is 2 seconds. 9.8. So this is the velocity of the balloon after 2 seconds. At that moment, what they did, they released the ball. So the ball will also have this velocity or not? Initial velocity. So initial velocity of balloon will be this much only. Right. So whatever was the velocity of balloon at that time, till that time, the ball will also have that much velocity. But now the ball is released. So it will move under gravity. It will go up and come down. Why it will go up? Because it has initial velocity upwards. So gravity will try to slow down the ball, and then it will stop somewhere and then come back. Now to find the maximum height, I need to calculate this height and this height. So first let me calculate this height for balloon. So for balloon, displacement of balloon will be what? Initial velocity plus half acceleration t square. This is the displacement of the balloon in 2 seconds. Okay. Initial velocity is 0. Acceleration of balloon is 4.9. Time taken is 2 square. So 2 into 2. 1, 2 will cancel. 2 9s are 18. 8 1 carried. 2 4s are 8. 9. 9.8. So I have found that the balloon has already covered this much distance from the ground. Now the stone is released. Now the stone will go a little bit high. So this will be the maximum height. What is the formula for maximum height? U square by 2g. No need to again derive. Why to spend so much time? Yes or no, students? This formula you know now. If something is thrown with velocity u, if something is thrown with velocity u, it goes up to this much height from that point. So at this point, the ball has the same velocity as the balloon. So u square by 2g. What is u square? 9.8 into 9.8 divided by 2 into 9.8. 9.8, 9.8 cancel. 4.9. So from here to here, it balloon covered 9.8. From here to here, ball covered 4.9. They are asking maximum height from the ground. So from ground, if I calculate, how much it will be? This much plus this much. 8 plus 8, 16 plus 9, 17, 7, 1 carry. 9 plus 1, 10, 10 plus 4, 14. 14.7. No need to measure time because time they have not asked. Here the time they have given. No, here time they have given. Which option? Which option? No. Oh, sorry. This is inches, not in. So 14.7. So total, how many questions I did? 20. Oh, 20, huh? 18. 18 I did. While doing this, be honest. While doing this 18 questions, did I use any new concept which Pankaj sir never spoke from his mouth? Did I use any new concept? Something very, very different, very difficult, from out of the box, something they have done, sir, this year like that? No, nothing. All the things we have discussed. Now 18 into 4 you do. 72 marks was simple. This usually doesn't happen in JEE. Only 50 marks like that will be simple. 72 marks you should have scored. Now, let me tell you why you were not able to solve. What happens is, as I told you before also, some of you will try to solve each and every question. While trying to solve them, time will go, you will get nervous. Then this kind of easy questions which we have done in class, you will forget all. You will think that, oh, this question never we have done. So always stay calm. It is a physics exam only. After that exam also, earth will rotate, earth will revolve, right? Days and nights will be continuing, seasons will continue, your life will keep continuing. So no need to take any tension that what will happen, like that what Pankaj sir will feel. I am not impressed by your marks. I am impressed by your reasoning, how you reason, how you think, how you ask questions. Like Channa, for example, he will ask so many questions. He may have got less marks, but he is an inquisitive person. I know sometimes he will ask small things which he should revise, but still I don't feel bad because it is a good exercise to keep thinking. So I'm impressed by those things. I'm not impressed by those marks and all. Those marks, no students, if you write some 5 6 tests, you all will be able to score. Good discipline, good to be humble to people, to smile to people, to be, helpful to people. These are the qualities I get impressed, not by your marks. So don't get scared that if I get less marks, sir will feel bad and all. Nothing like that. What I'm trying to show today, that if you intelligently, if you solve the paper, aram say 65 above you should get. One or two question, let us say you could not do it, but still 65 above, 60 above at least. 60 above at least should be pakka or not, tell me, JEE students. 60 above should be pakka in this paper, right? Okay. Now, coming to NEET students. Almost all the questions were quite straightforward. Most of the questions are those which we have discussed in the class. So once you make the error analysis, you will come to know that yes, most of the questions which I did not do correctly are actually easy. So please go through it, and I will not have time to do the same way as JEE because JEE has actually some difficult questions. But in NEET also some 5 6 questions are actually difficult. But what I can do now for remaining half an hour, which we don't have time, is to show you some problems of those JEE questions which were difficult, how to solve them. That I can show. Or I can ask NEET students to tell me some questions from NEET which they could not solve. Two options are there. I think we should try to solve the difficult JEE questions which will be useful for NEET also. That is what I feel. You guys decide. No, JEE students should not answer. JEE students, you should not answer. NEET students should answer. Do you want me to discuss some questions from the NEET paper which you could not solve? If yes, tell me the question number. Or one or two some difficult questions which were there in JEE, how to solve them in an easy way. That I want to discuss. What do you want, NEET students? I will conduct one more class for you people separately. Don't worry. Okay. Don't think that, sir, why are you not concentrating on us like that? Are these NEET students who are replying? Okay. So what I will do is another class I will conduct where only NEET students will be allowed, and we will discuss the NEET paper. Okay. One question was very interesting, students. This question, no, I made myself. Question number 4. This question I made myself. Okay. So let me try to solve it for you once. Okay. How do I solve? Suppose let's say I want to score 100 to full marks, 80 above. How should I do? Look here. I first read the question coolly. Consider 3 vectors. So 3 vectors, L bar, V bar, B bar. A quantity E is given by L bar dot V bar cross V bar. Okay. Then they are saying this magnitude is 2. This magnitude is 3. This magnitude is how much, students? 4. Now, where is the question? Now directions. L bar is along northeast. So what I will do, I will try to make a 3D diagram. 3D diagram. Okay, so here east, here west, here north, Here south. Here what I should draw? Here what I should draw? Birds. Very good. Very good. Birds, clouds. And this is ground. So one 3D diagram I will draw because the question is given that way only. Now let me see where are these vectors. L bar is along northeast. So this is like this. So L bar is along northeast. Northeast means not north, not east. It is bisecting the angle between north and east. So L bar is in this direction. Understood or not? This is clear? This vector L bar is along northeast. This is clear? Yeah, it is 45 degree, no? 45 degree here, 45 degree here. Okay. B bar is along north. B bar is along north. This vector. B bar is along north. That is also clear. And where is V bar? V bar is vertically downwards. Downwards matlab towards ground. So V bar. This V bar. Correct, no students, still here? Okay. So now, I know these are the three vectors given in the question. Now what they are asking, dot product of this and this. So what I will do, first I will try to calculate this because I know the formula. V bar cross B bar. What is the answer? Magnitude of B bar, sine of angle between them. And there will be some unit vector, remember. Some unit vector will be there or not because cross product is a vector. Agree or not? Now, what is the velocity magnitude? Ayo. Velocity magnitude is 3. B is how much? 4. Sine of, what is this theta? Angle between these two, no? So velocity is here, magnetic field is here. What is the angle? Array Sujal. Magnetic field is where? North. Magnetic field is north. North. Velocity is there vertically down. What is the angle? 90 degree. So sine 90 degree. N cap. Sine 90 degree is 1. So 12 n cap. So I came to know this vector magnitude. If I take magnitude, then it will be only 12. Right? Now direction. Okay, I brought this. Where is it? First vector, second vector. This is cross product. So I want V cross B. V is down. V is down. B is here. So you can see V, first vector is V, no? So this is down. This is here. So where will be cross product? This is your cross product. See, it will be here. Agree or not? Agree or not? Yeah. So, or sir, this one, sir, can we take in exam hall or what? No, ma, you cannot take this one, but you have to remember this rule. This rule. So V cross B here. So cross product will be towards east. Agree or not? V cross B will be east. Agree or not? V cross B. So it will be towards east here. So this will be the direction of V cross B. Once I know that, then I have to take dot product because I have to find E. So now think this is one vector and this is one vector. What is the formula for dot product of two vectors? A bar dot B bar. A bar dot B bar. AB cos theta. So first vector is L. Second you have to write magnitude. Magnitude of second vector. Cos of angle between which vector? This vector and this vector. This vector and this vector. This vector is east. This vector is northeast. What is the angle? 45. Now Sujal is correct. This is the tricky part. This is the tricky part. If you can catch this, then it is done. L was given 2. This we have found already magnitude 12. Cos 45 1 by root 2. 24 by root 2. So I know it may be slightly difficult, but with the knowledge that I gave you already, this is actually you can solve. Yes or no, students? Okay, if you apply your mind properly, you should be able to solve, because everything here, if you break this into small parts, dot product, cross product, how to find cross product, if you divide this into small parts, all those parts we have discussed in the class. So what I did, I brought all those together and I made one beautiful question. I feel this question is very nice. Okay, fine, students. Yeah, let us try to do that reaction time problem that also I created. I will share the video, don't worry. Probably this will be the last question. Any other question you have, please take screenshot and share with me or in the group. Which is the reaction time problem, 7th question. Right, so listen carefully what it says. A car is moving with a velocity of 10 meter per second. 10 meter per second. On seeing a danger, some danger he has seen, I don't know what danger, some danger, red color maybe he has seen. The driver applies brakes and the car slows down with what retardation? 5 meter per minus 5 meter per second square. If the total distance covered in coming to stop after then danger, oh, mistake in the question, then you can ask for grace marks. Okay, after seeing the danger, it should be after seeing the danger. So here let us say he saw the danger. He saw the danger here. So the moment he saw the danger, he applied brakes and total distance covered to stop. So let us say here it stopped. This total distance covered is given, how much, students? 15 meters. Find the reaction time. Find the reaction time. Now listen here. The moment here I'm saying, see, this distance is given from the moment he saw the danger. Understood? This distance is given from which moment? From the moment he saw the danger. From that moment. Okay. Now, the moment he saw the danger, immediately he wants to apply the brake, I know. But because he is a human being, there will be a reaction time. So let TR be reaction time. During this time, his legs will be going to the brake, but it has not applied till now. So the car will continue with what velocity? Same velocity. Agree or not, everyone? Because he is thinking to apply brake. It has not gone. So for some time, his car will go with 10 meter per second only. And that time is what we want as the reaction time. So how much distance it will be covered? From here to here, velocity is 10. Time taken from here to here is TR. So this distance will be 10 into TR. Agree, no, everybody? This is the distance covered during the reaction time. No need to write half AT square. Why half AT square? It is moving with constant velocity. Constant velocity during this part. During this part. After this, once brakes are applied, then there is acceleration. So let us say this distance is S. Then how to find this S? This S you can find with kinematics. Kinematics. So this is stopping distance. Those who know formula for stopping distance, directly you can apply. So V square minus U square equals to 2AS. Final velocity is 0. Initial velocity 10. Acceleration is minus 5. Distance covered is S. Please understand, students, this is not the total distance. This is the distance once there is acceleration. And acceleration comes after this moment, after reaction time is over. then acceleration comes. So this will be how much? 100 divided by 10 minus 100 divided by minus 10. 10 meter. Understood everybody? Yeah. So if you use this formula, if you use this formula, you get 10 meters. So 10 meter he took to stop. But in the question 15 meter they told. Why? Because for this much meter, he was moving uniformly. So this is 10 meter. This is 15. So this must be how much? 10 into TR must be how much? This is 15. This is 10. So this is how much? 5. So this 10 into TR must be 5. So TR will be 0.5 seconds. Understood, students? So if you are moving very fast, reaction time is very important. Because if you are moving very fast, this distance will be large. Reaction time may be small. For every human being, reaction time is less than 1 second, especially the young people and all, less than 40, less than 50 people. So it will be less. But even if your reaction time is less, if your speed is very large, this distance will be large, which is danger for people who are walking nearby. Yeah, so this question is actually easy but seemed difficult. Correct? No? Fine. So we'll stop for today. Any particular question you have? 14th one. Which is 14th one? Yeah, 4 minutes we have. Let us try to solve 14th one. 299716. Array 29. 14 1. Oh, acha, this one. Okay. This is out of the box. I did not expect anyone to solve. See, I don't want my students to get out in physics in the beginning. That is why one question I thought I will put tumba, difficult. Only if you have studied everything in detail, then only you will be able to answer. Like that one question I thought I will put. Because if you get out, no, then you will feel like, hey, physics is nothing like that. So look here. A body is moving along x-axis, experiences a retardation, negative acceleration, which is proportional to velocity. Assuming at x equal to 0, velocity is v0. This is your initial velocity. Basically, this is given for integration limits, to put the limits of integration. Then what will be its velocity? Then its velocity varies with displacement as what? So at x equal to 0, this is the velocity. After some distance, x, what will be the velocity? So not in terms of time they want. If you see the options, t is not there, time is not there. After some distance they are asking. So what I will do, I will write this as some constant. Agree till now? 5 minutes extra means no problem, my students. Agree? Proportional equal to means constant. Oh, v square, sorry. But constant will come, that is, you agree, right? Yeah, okay. Now, if you write, listen here. If you write A equals to dv by dt, I know this is the first thing that will come in your mind, because acceleration is function. Function means we cannot use kinematics. So now we have to use calculus. So this is the first thing will come in your mind. But the moment you write this, you have to, oh, stop like that. You have to say, stop. I should not do like this. Because if you do like this, once you cross multiply and integrate, time will be there. Yes or no? Time will be there. No, if you cross multiply and integrate, time will be there. But you don't want time in the options. So what we do, we write another formula. And that is we write v into dv by dx. Remember this formula also I have given you. A chain rule you forget, no? This formula you should know, that acceleration has two formula. dv by dt, one is in terms of time, another one is v into dv by dx. This is another formula. This is in terms of distance. So this is the one I should use. Now you see 1v will cancel. Then what I do, I cross multiply dv by this v I bring one side, minus, let me keep it here, minus minus, let me multiply k dx. So what I have done, students, if you look this equation is, I have separated the variables. Velocity variable I am writing one side, distance variable I am writing this side, just by cross multiplying. Check once, just cross multiplying. Understood this part? Before also we have cross multiplied and we have done integration. No, same thing we are doing. We are cross multiplying and we are trying to do integration. That's it. Now you have to integrate. K is constant. So when x was 0, what is the velocity they told? V naught. According to question, when x is 0, velocity variable is V naught. After some distance x, what will be the velocity? We have to find. So this upper limit we have to find. Now you have to, now after this, it depends on whether you remember differentiation formula. What is integration of 1 by x dx? Who remembers? Integration of 1 by x dx. You cannot apply x power n formula. X power n formula is x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. So this formula if you apply for, see 1 by x means what? X power minus 1, no? So this will be minus 1, this will be minus 1. It will become undefined. It will become undefined. So how to remember this formula? I think differentiation formula you know. Differentiation of log x base e was 1 by x. So differentiation of this gives you this. So integration of this will give you this. So this is log x. If you see our EPL, this formula is there. So this integration will give you log v base e. Upper limit v, lower limit v naught. And this is very simple, you know, x. Upper limit is x, lower limit is 0. Then on the left side, what I should do? Put upper limit. Put upper limit, log v, minus, put lower limit, log v naught, equals to minus kx. Now, there are some formulas in logarithm. Log a minus log b is log a by b. Is log a by b. So that formula we have to apply here to simplify. So this can be written as log v by v naught base e. But I want v, no? So I need to remove this log somehow. The way you remove log is by remembering what is actually log. So if I write 2 power 3 is 8. If I write 2 power 3 as 8, then what it means is log of 8 base 2 is 3. This is the meaning of logarithm. You can write this way, you can write that way. Okay, students, this is the meaning of logarithm. So you know 10 power 2 is 100. So log 100 base 10 is 2. So if you have e power x equal to y, if you have e power x equal to y, e is just some number you think, this e, this base, then what will be this? Log y base e will be what? X. So that is how you have to remove. You can remove this log. Okay. So right now you can see this here. Log y is equal to x. So this y I want. So y will be equal to e power x. No. So from here you can write this, or from here you can write this. So this I can, this if I think is y, then I can write v by v naught is equal to e power minus kx. So v will be v naught e power minus kx. So it will be an exponential graph. So if you plot velocity versus distance, it starts with v naught, but since it is exponential, it will look like this. Okay. Stalin, this is the one you wanted, no? Yeah. Understood now, Stalin? You need to know some few things about logarithm. That is what, if you don't do one question, it's okay, right? Still, you should be able to score. They will teach log, sir. Huh, they will teach log. I will also teach, ma, don't worry. But one question at least, I thought if you guys know, try yourself, because I want to see whether there is somebody who can find yourself the answer. So like that also as a test, no, testing means that only. Okay, so some questions I always want to keep it little out of the box. Only if you have done everything from every source, then you should be able to solve. Okay, NEET students, very soon, is there any trick to solve more faster? I have done faster only, no? I have done slower, huh? I have spoken to you, no? I have spoken to you, that is why it feels like it takes time. But if you are doing only 18 questions out of 25, why should you worry about time? If you are doing only 16 or 18 questions correctly, why are you worried about time? You are not trying to do all the 25 questions, right? Okay, so thank you all of you. NEET students, we will have a separate meeting with you people, with you guys. And if something is still there to be discussed, NEET students only, please tell me now. You can on your audio and speak. You can on your audio and speak. How was the test? If some of you have got good marks, you can tell me, sir, thank you, like that. Or if you feel like, you know, somewhere you have to work harder, tell me. I think Neha called me. By the way, new students should add 5 marks to your total marks. Okay, while saying your marks to anyone, add 5 marks, then say. Understood, new students? Why these people are not replying? They are there or not? Or they have only on the video and gone somewhere? Okay. So is there anything to say, NEET students? Okay. Yes, those you have, that you have to do, Neha. 100% you have to do. PTP marks will be given shortly. Sanmukh. Advait, where is Advait? Advait should put yes sir like that once. Okay. We'll end the meeting, students. Thank you all of you. Have a nice evening. Thank you. I will share the video in the group. Okay.